Welcome to our Chinese New Year Collaborative Dragon. We're focusing on color, shape, and collaboration. All right, to start this project, we're all going to get a paper plate, and we're going to split the plate in two, making two halves. So you can see here we have two halves, and now we need to make this into 6 pieces. So we're going to take another line, and we're going to draw it this way. That's making 6 pieces. So you'll see each half is divided in 3. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have all our pieces. Now we're going to label them red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. These are our primary and secondary colors. So starting with red, I'm just going to start here and paint only our primary colors. So I'm just going to paint my red, my yellow, and my blue. Notice how I'm being careful. I'm using my flat brush so I can make straight lines. And I'm not putting too much paint. I'm putting enough to cover the paper, but not so much that it's like a pool or a soup on the plate. We're not trying to make soup. All right, moving to yellow, I'm going to wash my brush really well, and I'm going to help to get all that color off so the water runs clear. And I'm going to grab my yellow and I'm going to start painting my yellow piece. Now notice the red is not next to the yellow. The color next to the yellow is orange, and we'll paint that last because we'll have to mix that color. All right, so there we go. We have red and yellow. I'm cleaning my brush again, and this is going to help keep our colors nice and pure. We don't want to have our colors mixing and becoming like mud. Everyone should have their colors nice and clean to use. All right, so I'm moving to blue. I'm going to color that piece blue. Again, it's nice and thin, not like soup. All right, so now I have all my primary colors painted. It's time to mix our secondary colors. So looking at the color wheel, I can see red and yellow make orange. So I'm going to take some yellow, and then I'm going to take some of that red, and I'm going to mix it together to create orange. Grab a little more yellow, and when it looks right, then you can go ahead and start painting. And you're just going to paint in between red and yellow. So we can see that red and yellow make orange. I'm going to add just a little more yellow onto the paint just to help it become a little bit more orange. There we go. And now we've created a beautiful orange piece on our color wheel. Next, I'm going to turn the plate, and I'm going to see that yellow and blue make green. So cleaning off my brush, I'm going to take that yellow, and now I'm going to mix in just a little bit of blue, and I make this beautiful green. I'm just going to go ahead and paint that right in there between yellow and blue. This kind of helps us see that yellow and blue are the family. They're related to green. So it's kind of like family right next door to each other. All right, the last one is going to be purple. So we're going to take some red and mix in some blue. And you might need to take a little more blue. Red is a very strong color, so sometimes we need to add a little bit more of another color to help it really make that pretty purple color. I'm just going to paint that one nice and purple. It's such a beautiful color. Purple's my favorite color. I don't know which is your favorite, but this is my favorite color. All right, it looks really awesome. And now we have our paper plate done. All right, so welcome to part 2 of our Chinese New Year Collaboration Dragon. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to start working on our scales. So we should have already done our Chinese character in our calligraphy class with your calligraphy teacher. And now we're just going to start adding in the color to our scales. Now, when you're using marker, remember it's a really good thing to have longer strokes with your marker and kind of define your edge and then fill in. Marker is a wet medium, so if you go over the same place too many times, you will actually start to tear your paper. It will slowly make your paper ball up and break. So please, with markers, try to be a little bit careful about going over the same area. You can use color pencil. So here you can see I have my colored pencil, not on the point. I have it kind of sideways a little bit, so it's working on the side of it. And this gives a lot more control as well as better coverage. Last thing you can use is crayons or oil pastels. I find oil pastels are a little slippery, so if you have the choice between crayon or oil pastel, I do recommend using crayon. So now I'm just going to finish up the rest, filling them in. This is just with regular crayons and markers. You can mix them together, it's okay. Just fill in your scales on the arch, leaving the center white. Okay, now that this is done, it's time to cut them out. So when you're using scissors, turn your paper and don't make small cuts, make long cuts. So turn your paper and let the scissors close as you're cutting. This is going to give you very smooth, beautiful lines when you're cutting. Don't worry about the bottom having a little extra. We will be attaching this to our plate and you will not see that bottom part. All right, so we're just going to continue cutting these out. And this is really just a lot of work, but it will look awesome in the end. Okay, last one, and now we're going to cut out our Chinese character, get our glue, and we're going to glue that into the center. Okay? All right, now get a stapler and just start attaching these around. If you need help, you can ask a teacher to help you, but that's it. Just make sure that you go slowly, spacing them out when you can. And congratulations, you have finished your project and it will go together in the end to form a beautiful long dragon, 800 plates strong.